Hello and greetings. I don't know what I'm gonna make the intro. Hello there seems a little bit cliche, and who knows what will happen. Anyway, I'm gonna probably ramble a little bit because I haven't really organised my thoughts and written them down before doing this, but I wanted to talk about where I'm at with Star Wars at the moment and sort of where my headspace is at, because I know it's been a while since I've actually done an edited video on the channel, and I wanted to sort of not really make an excuse for it, but explain a reasoning for it as how I'd like to think of it, because obviously if I really wanted to get up with the algorithm, they go, oh, you should do a video consistently at least. And I've only really been doing those stream exports, which I hope people have been enjoying a bit, but it's not the same as talking to you guys like this. And like, yeah, it may feel like a bit of a return of the Callum every time I do one of these. But really it doesn't feel like it, because it just feels like, I mean, maybe this is a bit of a mindset thing of some of the other life things going on at the moment that I don't need to get into. Maybe part of that mindset has been what has infected when I look at Star Wars. It's like, there's some good people that I do really talk to and do stuff with, and I've been enjoying Star Wars role-playing game off stream, off recordings, GMing that, trying to get a group together, and hopefully that'll be something that we can actually bring to put on the channel and stuff eventually, once everyone's situated with time zones and whatnot. I'm sure anyone who's attempted to play a role-playing game has actually done that and experienced those issues. I've been reading other things. I mean, you can see here, there's a bit of a spare paper because I printed off one of the PDFs of Fantasy Flight stuff, but spare paper to put in something. But you can see here, I've got some manga, not just Star Wars stuff, but I mean, I've got my Star Wars stuff in this shelf here. I haven't worked out the better way to put the camera so you see more of the bookshelf and I'm still centered. I don't know if it matters. I still enjoy reading it. I mean, I haven't been reading my other novel that I've been reading as much either. Whenever I look at social media, the fandom stuff doesn't encourage me. I love when people comment on these videos on YouTube and stuff. That's good. There's always a part of me that goes, and I shouldn't because it's Twitter and it's stupid anyway, but I see all of the same arguments. I can't block out all the new canon stuff on Twitter. That just doesn't work. I've tried. It works on other social media, but then, I don't know. I felt like I want to talk about EU properly with people and have discussions, but at the same time I don't know where to start the topics, and sometimes it's stuff like I'm still reading through things. I don't feel like I want to do the EU reviews as much. That I maybe want to focus on playing the games and doing that. I enjoy the books and the comics for sure in my own time, but trying out the new format of the EU in review didn't really feel like there was much benefit to the people watching the video. At least my philosophy has gone, oh, I want to put out videos that I myself would watch, and that's not something that I feel like they are. Like, I've read the books. I don't think a meaningful discussion comes out of listing all the points down. And yet, as a casual fan, it's maybe, yeah, not the best. I just say enjoy all the books anyway, so maybe more targeted videos towards certain topics, discussions with people that I may be able to organise between time zones. If people are up for that, I would be very happy to do. Doing the EU in reviews was inspired by other YouTubers, but in the EU YouTuber niche, I don't see the video games being highlighted as much, so I probably want to focus on playing those and doing that. I'm not sure what I would put in the reviews for video games. I would sort of talk about how much I enjoyed during the credits, is what I was thinking of doing. And I know I'm in the middle of Knights of the Old Republic that's been stagnant for ages because I was on break, then I came back, I was trying to figure out work stuff and all that. That's the main thing of I think I want to focus on those. And even if I don't consistently have a video up every week, say, that's an edited one, I need to give myself a bit of a deadline so that I actually do them. But actually do continue on playing those games, probably one at a time. Do Knights of the Old Republic, but I think I'll finish at the light-sided ending and that sort of stuff, and then go on to another game and possibly see what happens from there, see how much demand there is for things, and that sort of stuff. I also realised I could use the capture card with my PlayStation 3 recently, which was really good. I have been streaming on Twitch, and that's been good as well. Let me know what you think of the idea of focusing more on the video games, because I think that'll be the easiest stuff for me to record and edit, as far as other than just sit down and say stuff. Which I feel like working on other things would be more beneficial, I think. But if you do want discussions on particular topics, let me know. I want to talk about the mindset I'm in a little bit. The main reason that I haven't done more Star Wars videos at the moment is that when I've gone to do them, there's a procrastination problem, but there's also a bit of a... I don't feel as excited as I think I should be to record them. Like Knights of the Old Republic, I'm sure when I get back into it just after this, it'll be a... yeah, I actually really do like it. And when I play SWTOR on stream, it's just a great time to chill and talk. Sometimes running out of topics, but that's the way it goes when you don't have many people joining. Yeah, some of that doesn't encourage me either. A few things. I think it's mostly life things, but the direction that the new canon's going, it seems even less and less hopeful for the expanded universe as far as being recognised, getting a continuation, stuff that EU fans have hoped for. And I mean, I've tried not to get too invested in it, but at the same time it's disheartening to see that every time I want to search the title of, say, oh look, I want to check something about the Dawn of the Jedi comics, or Into the Void, because that's a novel. Type in Dawn of the Jedi, I'm no longer going to be able to find the comics as the top search result, or the novel that I want to find. I have to narrow the search down more. New Jedi Order, I'm sure, will be a name that they reuse too. That sort of stuff. Like, I'm not completely out of the loop because I see stuff on Twitter, which is my point with seeing stuff on Twitter that's like I can't avoid it. And I wish I could. And I see the expanded universe as a separate franchise to the new canon now. It's like you can like one or both or one or the other. It's like saying, oh, you like Indiana Jones, then you will also like Lara Croft Tomb Raider, if they're related franchises. The only problem is they both have the Star Wars name on them, but that's how I view them because of how different the target audiences are, in my opinion, and how I've not really taken to the new canon at all. There, an actual legit mention on my YouTube channel, which when I started I was like, I want to be an expanded universe YouTube channel and spread the positivity of the expanded universe, but that's a bit of like, well, I also need to be realistic about what's happening, and I'm never making a video just on the new canon. I mean, April Fool's was April Fool's 1 year, but I'm being real here. It's niche, and I think the video games will appeal to a larger audience as well. If people get into the expanded universe through seeing me play the video games, then all well and good and for the better. And I think I'm going to focus my energies towards that compared to sharing book reviews, which I know Matt Wilkins does, Quentin Voss does, he's a good YouTube channel, Spencer's Library, Magneto Alex is also talking about the books. So I think the book part of the niche is covered. I think if I am going to talk about them in videos, I would rather do it as a discussion format with someone else compared to just talking about them myself and my thoughts. While I will continue to read through it in my own time, because then I may mention inside of talking in a video game or whatever, commenting that, oh, I've read this book recently, it's really good. It's like I read The Courtship of Princess Leia and I loved it. For details, I think that works well. I have intended, but that's been a thing with life stuff, that I was live streaming through the day to do the short story readings. They are still a goer. I have the stuff, I can do that whenever I want. I just need to set a time of the week that'll work for me and actually do it. It's quite easy to jump on and do it, and that's something that by making it a live stream, and then I'll just narrow it down to just being a story afterwards, edit it, is much more doable and less procrastination for me than putting all the sound effects and a bit of a soundtrack behind like a proper audio book. It's also a chance to chill each week in the time slot, open up the discussion to people that will want it, and that sort of thing, if you can make it a live stream. But I'm also happy to respond to comments and all of that. Some comments I don't, because they're not worth it. But the ones that actually want proper discussion, then yeah. I'm open as far as wanting to actually discuss things. Enjoying this as a hobby, I think, is the main thing of where my brain's at now. It's like, was I really enjoying recording those last 4 minutes of the EU reviews? I don't think so. And in the end, by doing the way I used to do the EU reviews, when I was going point by point through the books, it was getting so much of doing notes at the same time as reading the book that it was too much, and I would procrastinate about even reading the novel, because I'm like, oh, well, I have an hour, I'll read my book, but I'll have to take notes through it, and it'll take even longer, and I won't get as far as I want to with it, so all of that. Otherwise, I've got my Firefly book novel that I'm in the middle of right now that I'm going to get back to, and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm being real at the moment. There's no back and forth discussion because this isn't live, but I hope you can sort of understand where I'm coming from, and hopefully getting these thoughts out and actually processing them vocally, which is something I don't really have other people to talk to that aren't online about this. And to be real with you guys, because I know that the people that have subscribed here subscribe for the stuff that I do and want to see more of it. I hope that you guys get more of what you love from the channel. It's a bit rambly, I don't have organised thoughts about it. I thought I would get out there, actually sit down and do some recording, and then I don't have to do much editing to actually and share this with you guys. Which, in the KOTOR videos, will do some editing, because I make sure that I present them in the way that it's fun as best I can. I have the flexibility, so I have my separate camera recording to the gameplay recording, and then I'm also recording the gameplay at the same time separately. So I have, at least since I did that, the separate gameplay footage of it, if I ever do want it. Yeah, I think that does it for that. Do let me know what you think in the comments. I think it's a real place for EU fans after the time it has been, and the feeling of, yes, I've definitely got a lot more to still experience, but I was still holding on, and now I've let go. And I've moved on to other franchises and things that I like. I've diversified. That's interesting. When I was younger, I read a lot of books. I was quite diversified in them. Then I went on a Star Wars hyper focus, and I'm diversifying again into different things that I like. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was an interesting insight into where I am at the moment, because who knows what's going to happen with the expanding universe in the future. But I hope you guys will stick around and I can talk about some new stuff if that's AU related. But yeah, otherwise there'll be live stream stuff on Twitch, because I find that a better platform for it. And then yeah, go ham at it. And I'll see you in the next video. Eerie.